Hey, good morning, Trinian friends, and welcome to this week's episode of Patio Ponderings. I'm Pastor Sue, and I'm so glad you decided to join me today. So, what am I thinking about this week? Well, the story we had on Sunday was a story that immediately followed Jesus' transfiguration on the mountain, where his clothes turned dazzling white, and the voice of God booms from the heavens and says, "This is my son, my beloved, listen to him." And then immediately after Jesus comes down off the mountain, there is a distraught father, desperate for healing for his son. His son has seizures from a demon. And then he says this, and Jesus responds. So the father says, "I begged your disciples to throw out the demon, but they couldn't." And Jesus answered, "You faithless and crooked generation, how long will I be with you and put up with you?" Wow, Jesus sounds a little frustrated, doesn't he? A little end of his rope with the disciples. It seems like an odd response. And so I've really been curious about this, is what is that issue here? What's up with Jesus that he is so angry and frustrated with the disciples' apparent inabilities to heal this man's son? So doing a little digging and reading some of the commentaries, it's kind of interesting. I don't know that anyone has a clear answer or real certain thoughts about what's happening here. Lots of speculation, lots of ties to the rest of the reading. But some writers even just kind of gloss over this. But a couple of the other ideas are as follows. So some say that because this happens right after Jesus' transfiguration and this proclamation that Jesus is the Son of God, that what is going on here is that the disciples just don't get it. They don't get that Jesus is not only just a great human teacher or leader, but that he really is divine, that he really is the Son of God. And if they truly understood that, then they would have no problem healing this boy. So that's one of the theories. Another of the theories is that if you're going to do a healing, if you're going to say the words to call out a demon, you really have to have some certainty that you can accomplish what you are trying to do. And so maybe there's a lack of faith in themselves and in the power that they have given in and through Jesus. So similar, but a little bit different. The other thought that has come out is that Jesus is just plain frustrated and worried. Jesus at this point has turned towards Jerusalem. He is ready to make his final entry into Jerusalem. He knows that his time on earth with the disciples is coming to a close. And he's concerned that the disciples now are not going to be able to carry on the ministry, that they haven't learned what they need to learn in order to go forward after Jesus' death and resurrection. So which is it? We don't know. There are just some places in the Bible where we can come up with several great ideas and theories, and maybe there's a bit of truth in each one, or maybe it's something else that we don't quite get because of context or language. And so we don't have pat answers, and that's okay. We can just kind of understand whatever's going on, that Jesus is frustrated. If we have kids, so I've got a picture of my kids here that sits on my desk. This is one from quite a few years ago now, but it's one of my favorites. But there are times when, as a parent, I've gotten really frustrated with my kids. They aren't doing what I need them to do or want them to do at home. And, we kind of lose our temper a little bit. But here's the thing. We stick with our kids and Jesus sticks with the disciples. Jesus never gives up on the disciples. He never fires the disciples. He still sticks with them. They still travel together, and after Jesus' death and resurrection, he places the early church in their hands. And that really is the good news here, that no matter why Jesus is frustrated and upset with him, Jesus doesn't give up on them. So, what do you think? How does it make you feel to hear Jesus kind of angry and upset with the disciples? Why do you think he's upset with them? And how does it make you feel to know that Jesus probably gets frustrated and upset with us too in our inabilities, or maybe we're having a wavering moment of faith, but we know that Jesus always sticks with us. So how does that point of comfort make you feel? As always, I would love to hear what you have to say. I am waiting for the sun to come back out. We've had a couple rainy days again, but I hope that I will see you all Sunday. It is Bluegrass Sunday, so please make sure you join us. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.